Hi, this is Kyle Schwarber, and welcome to the Phillies Show.
Ruben Amaro Jr., Jim Salisbury, Todd Zalecki. Todd Zalecki. Oh, man, it's Friday, August 22nd, 2025. We're in a silly mood because we just we hung out Thursday night. Had a little hangout at Parks Casino. Our buddy Mike Baldini set it up. Ricky Batalico was there. Joe Conklin, who does a much better Harry Kay than me. Ben Davis, Tommy Green. We had a little dinner, talked a little Phillies with some folks. It's a good time. I had a nice steak.
Good times. Nice people.
Nice. Jimmy, you went outside the box. You had the Chilean sea bass.
Yes. I'll tell you what, it's better than McDonald's fillet of fish. That's for sure.
That's right.
That's what I usually get my seafood.
I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Captain Nicholas de Blessis. He's number 5 commanding officer in the 8th District of Philadelphia. He was there with his wife. Yep. With his wife. They were both cops. Nice to see the folks from the service.
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome. Sound like you're sucking up.
I am sucking up a little bit.
What?
It was cool to see them.
Sucking up to the authorities.
Well, they are the authorities.
I
have a great deal of respect for the folks in Philadelphia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really do.
Yeah.
They have the toughest job they've ever had right now. Ever.
No question. Well, that's nice. It's nice you got to chat with those guys.
Very cool.
It was fun. It was fun chatting with all those guys at Parks Casino. Like I said, we had a really good time. So, while we were there, somebody mentioned that the Mets lost tonight. The Phillies are up 7 in the National League East. They're up 7 in the National League East.
7. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
But what did I tell you when you said that tonight? 7's a lot.
7's a lot, but the Phillies beat up on the Mets way back in 07.
And there was 7. Actually, it was 7.5 back with 17 to go. So you got to keep the proverbial.
Keep the pedal to the metal.
There you go.
That said, Jim, I did just look at the Fangraphs playoff odds, and I'm sure you're going to want to hear this, but the Phillies have a 93.1% chance to win the division, a 43.4% chance to win a first-round bye, and they have a 10.8% chance to win the World Series.
Ooh.
That's a bit. You say 10.8%, but that's the third biggest. Dodgers and actually the Yankees have the second highest odds. I don't know how that works. So I kind of don't believe those odds.
Correct.
But we asked you guys for your questions, all of our viewers and our listeners on our various platforms. And so I'm going to start tonight with the Parks first pitch. Parks First Pitch is brought to us exclusively by our partners at Parks Casino, Pennsylvania's #1 casino. And so I picked the question that we got the most to lead us off for the Parks First Pitch. And it's a question that we talked about on Thursday night. Give me your starting 3 pitchers for the playoffs. That's from Dan PSU09 on Instagram. Another one is postseason starts tomorrow. What is your starting rotation look like for games 1, 2, and 3? That's from M Germino on Instagram. I'll just rip through them. They're all pretty much the same. Sam Wolford on Instagram. If no Wheeler for the playoffs, do you keep Luzardo in the rotation? All sorts of Sam Viola 18 on Instagram pretty much asks the same thing. Who's your number 3 starter in the playoffs right now? T Montgomery 10 on Instagram. You get the gist, guys. So let's do, if the playoffs started tomorrow, who are your 3 starters in the NLDS? Keep in mind, if the Phillies get the bye, they make the NLDS, or if they don't get the bye and they make the NLDS, you only need 3 starters in the best of 5 series in the NLDS this year because of an extra off day. So who are your top 3 starters?
You start, Todd. You start.
I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm saying I don't care about balance in the rotation. I don't care about right-handed, left-handed. I'm going for my best three guys right now. I'm going for the three guys that pitched this week in Seattle. I'm going Christopher Sanchez, Ranger Suarez, Jesus Luzardo. I'm going to run three lefties out there because they're pitching the best, and they're going to mow them down.
In that order?
In that order. I'm going to go in that. Yes, I'm going to go in that order. Mix it up a little bit. Have Suarez break up the two hard throwers.
James?
Well, if it starts tomorrow, that is exactly what I would do.
Okay.
But, if you're asking me how I think it's going to shake out 6 weeks from now, TBD, with Nola. Want to see what he looks like over the final 6 weeks. But tomorrow, you go with the three hot hands. They're your three best active starters: Sanchez, Suarez, Luzardo. So very unusual to have three lefties in the postseason, but that's the way you'd have to go if it would be tomorrow. They'd give you the best chance of winning. And they just did a job on that awful Seattle team, Todd. Inside joke. Inside joke.
Inside joke. Not an awful team.
Not by any means.
No,
Inside joke.
I totally agree. And in that order, I would, as Jim stated, I would love to break up the two lefties with a righty, and maybe it's Nola. Maybe it's Taijuan Walker. Taiwan on. I think that if he finishes out the season the way he has pitched the last 7 games, then I would have to consider him. And then probably piggyback Luzardo for, as the fourth. In other words, maybe go Christopher Sanchez, Taijuan Walker with Luzardo piggybacking, and then Suarez. I would consider that if he finishes off the season pitching the way he's pitching in his last 7. Now, I also have to see really who the really hot hand is, and I got to believe that the hotter hand might end up being Aaron Nola. If it's not, and neither one of those right-handers are really throwing the ball well, then I go with the three lefties.
But if the question is the postseason starts tomorrow, there's no other answer than
There isn't.
The answer we agree on. I don't see how anybody could have a different answer if it started tomorrow.
Right.
Amen.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, and you're right, Ruben. Like, what if Taijuan keeps pitching like he's pitching? And Ranger had not been pitching well up until this week. So what if he kind of slides back the other way and he's kind of bouncing around and getting hit hard, and that becomes an interesting conversation then.
You never know.
You never know. You never know.
You never know.
There you go.
Hey, that was First Pitch, brought to you exclusively by our partners at Parks Casino, Pennsylvania's #1 casino, parkscasino.com. You must be 21, and if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Phillies fans, whether you're hustling on the field or having a catch with your kids, staying mobile is everything. That's where Rothman Orthopedics comes in. With expert care and top docs, they keep the Phillies and Philly moving. With 30 office and walk-in center locations across greater Philadelphia and New Jersey, getting world-class orthopedic care has never been easier. From injury recovery to joint care, Rothman's got you covered, because at Rothman Orthopedics, your mobility is their mission. Schedule an appointment now at rothmanortho.com or just scan the QR code right on your screen.
Okay, Kratz, I opened up Arena Club, put my own money in there, and I wasn't going to go big. I know we went over the Ruby pack a week ago. This time, I just went for the low-level pack, where it's an easy entry point, $25. You can get yourself a big boy card. The Grail has many good options. I slice open the pack. We're looking at it if you're watching us right now. And I pull a card from the 1950s. Super cool. I enjoyed the experience looking at it. It's Jim Gilliam. It's a top set from the mid-50s. But I got an offer for more than what the slap pack costs, and I sold it back. Tough times for the Dodgers right now. Don't at me, but I got $28 instantly, so I can buy another one of those packs and try and get what I want.
Absolutely. The excitement, I heard Kip say it before, the excitement's in the chase. You sold it back. Now you get to open another one. I enjoy when you slide it across the screen there and the pack opens.
arenaclub.com/foul. 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase. Get after it.
We're back. More questions from you, our listeners and viewers.
Our loyal listeners and viewers.
Hello. Thank you. And thank you for all the questions. We always get so many. And unfortunately, we can't get to every single one because then we'll be 3 hours into this thing. So Kevin D'Amico on X says, Rob always stumps for his guys, but is he finally showing some willingness to play Max Kepler in right field more over Nick Castellanos?
Clearly, he's done it.
Yeah, 3 times in the last 11 games now he's started Kepler in right field with good results.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And him showing a little faith in Kepler, everybody wanted him released at the trade deadline, has paid dividends. Hit a big home run to help him close out that Seattle series, and he's had some good games recently. He's had some production. So sometimes you got to stick with the guy and be patient. It's a long season and a long haul. And Rob is not a guy who makes knee-jerk decisions. I mean, sometimes he's criticized for being too patient, but they're 20 games over 500. Aren't they? Like 20 or
21.
21
right?
now. 21 now.
Yeah.
You can afford to be patient for the sake of trying to get the most out of a player and the most out of a team when you're in that situation. So it's paid dividends recently. I don't think he's intimidated by any players. I think he's his own man, and he's a player's guy, and he's going to exercise patience. But he gets to a certain point, he's going to start tinkering a little bit. Not drastic. He's not benching people, but
Right.
Now and then you sit. Not extended benchings, if you know what I mean. But now and then you sit and he mixes it up and rides the hot hand, and that's the way you get the most out of people. Nobody's guaranteed playing time. You got to earn it.
Yeah, the manager's job is to give the players the best opportunity to have success and to put the players out there that he believes will win the game. And I think it's gotten to the point where he sees that Max Kepler can be an addition to this offense. And in particular, he's played well when he's playing right field. And so, hey, give him some shots. I don't think that it'll be a strict platoon. I think it'll mix and match when Max Kepler will be out there. I don't think that's going to be, one of those platoons like we saw with Wes Chamberlain and Jim Eisenreich, or Milt Thompson and Pete Incabilia. But I do think that he's going to consider in certain situations, under certain circumstances, with hard throwing right-handed pitchers that are tough on righties, Kepler might get some shots there in right field instead of Castellanos.
Well, here's a question that kind of dovetails off this, and this is something I've been kind of wondering and stumping for and believing that should happen. But at one point this season, Rob kind of backed off it. And this is from Tom G18 on Blue Sky. When the postseason starts, they have to sub defensively for Castellanos in the late innings. Do you think the current outfield rotation makes it easier to do it this time for Rob Thomson? And he says, I still see Greg Luzinski botching that ball in left field in 1977. I think it does. I think it makes it easier for Rob to, if they have a 2-1 lead in the 8th inning or 9th inning, and you're trying to put your best defense out there. I think it's easier now to put Max Kepler out there. Now, interestingly enough, when that whole thing in Miami happened earlier this season, Nick got subbed out defensively, and then it did not go well. Nick said something to Rob that got him benched the next game. But then maybe about a week later, Rob kind of said, you know what, we're going to kind of just keep running him out there. It didn't really make much sense because, listen, I mean, Nick works hard at his defense. We know this, but he grades out analytically and by the eye test is one of the, worst defensive outfielders in the game. So I think that having Kepler out there now a little bit more often does open that door. And I hope it does. I hope the door is open and he makes that decision, because you don't want I know nobody on this team knows anything about Black Friday and Greg Lazinski and Jerry Martin and all that stuff, but a lot of people here do, and you don't want to have that happen again.
The fact that he's getting Kepler time in right field now, and had not been doing that until recently, to me is a telltale that that's going to happen in the playoffs when they need to protect on defense. Kepler goes in there when he's not in the game. I think it just makes sense. It's smart, and to me, it's mandatory.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have to put your best defensive team out there when you're winning games or you're atop. Bader in center, Marsh in left, Kepler in right. That's your best defensive outfield on this ball club right now. And if they're up 2 or 1 runs in the 8th inning, toss him on out there, man. And he may be more likely to do it now because Kepler's actually swinging the bat pretty well.
And he's getting time in right field.
Even if there's a chance that his turn in the lineup comes forward, he still might be subbing him for that defensive effort.
I mean, the defense is so important in the postseason. Look at that game in the World Series of 2022. I think it was Game 5. The Astros get 2 defensive gems late in that game. Yeah. One from Chas McCormick, takes away probably a triple from JT. Also, Trey Mancini comes in that game late and makes a great play at first base.
And he's not a great first baseman.
But he made a great play, made a great defensive play. And conversely, Hoskins failed to make a play on a ball that resulted in a run. Right. Those are 3 plays that were huge that, tilted that game in the Astros' favor, tilted that series in the Astros' favor. Defense is always crucial. It is magnified in the postseason.
And it's time to put the team first. Ask Pat Burrell if he was insulted that he basically got pulled with every late inning lead in 2008. I'm sure will say no. And
I'm sure he says that World Series check sort of, solves all the wounds.
He can show that ring every whenever he wants to as well. So we got several questions related to this topic. Anonymous on Instagram: can Jordan Romano help this team in any way, or should he be DFA'd? Roaring Todd on Threads, that's not me, said, why Romano? Just why Romano? Why Romano? Will Romano be DFA'd? That's from Noah Culp on YouTube. A lot of Romano. Why is he here? Can he help? What's the point?
I think that Romano I'll throw my 2 cents in. I think Romano obviously has struggled at times mightily, but he's had some stretches where he's actually pitched fairly well. He's not going to be pitching in any high leverage situations. He's a 13th pitcher on this ball club. He likely will not be on the playoff roster, but he also can strike out a guy if his slider's working. His stuff has not been consistent. He goes from anywhere from 93 mile an hour fastball to 98. They'd love to see that 96, 97, 98 more often than that snap dragon slider, but it doesn't happen often enough to make him to be consistently put in situations where the game's on the line. But he is a quality human being, and he is a guy that's been there and done it. And I like to have veterans around, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why they're keeping him around. And they're hopeful that maybe he can be put in a situation or two where they need him early in the game, where he can strike a couple of guys out, stop an inning, and then, hand it off to the next guy.
I agree with that.
Well said.
Yeah, well said. We just talked about early at the top of the show how we were at Parks Casino, but there's always more to do at Parks. I was checking out the sports book where I know they have those dollar dogs, Ruben. I was talking to the guy I was sitting next to dinner with, and he was ready.
Did he get any of those dollar dogs, that guy?
He did. Yeah, I asked him, I said, have you been to you go to the sports book? He said, yeah. I said, what about the dollar dogs? He said, oh yeah, dollar dogs. Dollar dogs are great. So, but they got a lot of stuff going on, Ruben.
Yeah, it's all happening this summer at Parks Casino. It's my casino of choice. Had a great time there last night. Parks is Pennsylvania's #1 Casino. Number one, action, excitement, headline entertainment, and great restaurants. Plus, all summer long, swing by the Bet Park Sportsbook for every Philadelphia home game this baseball season and enjoy the ultimate Philly fan experience. Dollar Dogs and $3 Miller Lights. And wall-to-wall action on that 150-foot giant video screen. That's $1 Dogs, $3 MLs every home game. Plus, check out concerts, comedy, and more at the state-of-the-art Excite Center. There was a couple of comedy shows going on last night. I've seen comedy shows there. Ken Young. I've seen all bunch of stuff. Actually, I've seen some cool concerts there as well. I just love the place. A collection of award-winning restaurants, Parks Grill Steakhouse, Bamboo Noodle House, and the Liberty Bell Gastropub and Beer Garden. We were at the Parks Grill Steakhouse. Got myself a nice steak. Jim got the Chilean sea bass. Pretty delicious. Parks Casino, this is how you win. ParksCasino.com for tickets to all shows. You've got to be 21. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
It was, I just want to add my 2 cents. An impressive place. A lot of life, a lot of action, fun place.
Absolutely. Yeah, I had a great time. So, all right, so here's a question from Coach Dave Huff on X. Can the Phils pull a 2017 Eagles run and win without their quarterback? And then in parentheses, put their ace in Zack Wheeler. Can they win it all without Zack Wheeler?
If they play good.
Exactly.
Well, they certainly can. It makes it more difficult. There's no question. I mean, one of their biggest strengths is their starting pitching, and Zack is a huge part of that. One of the best right-handers in baseball when he was healthy, if not the best. Well on his way to a possible Cy Young award. Mm-hmm. But they have another guy as an ace in Christopher Sanchez. And as long as you have at least one ace and a guy that you can count on to pitch 7 strong, and I think Christopher Sanchez is that guy, then you got a chance.
They got a chance. You got to get in. You got to get hot. You got to play well in all phases of the game. You can't give up extra outs. You can't walk people. You can't make errors, give up 90 feet here and there. You got to really, it's like a pitcher needs to be precise with his location. You need to be play really sharp baseball. And the team that plays the sharp baseball out of the 12 teams that are getting in it is going to win it because there's not that one dominant team. I'll say some reasons why I think they can do it without Wheeler. One is Sanchez. I watched the 08 team win it on the back of 24-year-old lefty Cole Hamels. Sanchez has, that quality to him. Love what they did in the bullpen with Duran. I think if Strom and Kerkering can be a bridge to Duran, I mean, you got something really quality there. You got a game over guy. And then, all 9 guys in the lineup are important. I think it's crucial to come up with a right-handed bat to protect Harper. But one of the big reasons I think they can win it is I think that Kyle Schwarber is one of the biggest winners I've ever seen. And he's having that type of season. Mm-hmm. So they can win it. You got to play good. You got a lot of good things going for them, but you got to play good. You can't have games like you can't get no hit in the World Series like they did in 2022. You can't have defensive blunders that give the other team runs. You can't chase. You got to be tough outs. And it all falls under the heading of playing good.
There's no team in baseball. I mean, every fan base right now is looking at their team. I'm trying to think, maybe, even Brewers fans are sitting there going, how in the hell is this team? Can this team possibly get, they got this issue and that issue. They're playing great team baseball. Blue Jays fans are riding high right now, but every other team is sitting there going, every other fan base is watching their own respective teams saying, oh my God, we got this and we're not good at that. And, this is a huge weakness for us. There's no team in baseball that I think is like, I don't know if the Phillies can beat these guys. I think the Phillies are just as good as anybody else. They were not the best team in baseball in 2008, but they played well at the right time and they won. They were the best team in 2011. They did not play well and they got bounced in the first round.
There you go.
Yes, the Phillies can win without Zack Wheeler. The road is more difficult, of course, but they absolutely have the talent to do it. Seems like the offense is more complete since Alec Boehm is back. Thoughts? That's from SM Leiteritz, I think, on Instagram.
Totally
Alec
agree
Boehm.
with Totally
Yeah.
agree with that. I mean, he's a run producer. He just gives them more depth. And I mean, listen, JT's been great, and he has posted up to be able to protect those two left-handers in that big left-handers in the lineup. But having Alec Boehm there as well as part of it makes that team so much deeper. You got guys like Bryson Stott making a major adjustment with his hands. He's got a different swing path. He's driving the ball to all parts of the field now consistently. That all those things are adding up. But Alec Boehm is an important piece. Don't think for a moment he's not. Defensively, believe it or not, number one, it's actually a lot better than what you had in Otto Kemp. There's no question about that.
Right.
And he's actually become very steady defensively and a guy they can count on now. But also the offense, man. He's a run producer. He drives in runs. He's done, 97 in a row, almost 100 in a row, 2 years in a row. And that's an important piece of the puzzle, along with some of the effort that they're getting from the other guys that are deep in the lineup.
He's a right-handed guy who knows how to drive in a run, has a history of having really good at bats with runners on base. They got to find somebody that can really, be sturdy behind Harper. I don't know if it's Boehm, JT, Castellanos when he's in there. One of those guys has to emerge. I think it could end up being Boehm.
Linda Palulo on YouTube wants to know, will they bring up Andrew Painter with Zack Wheeler out for the rest of the season? Well, Rob Thomson has said they're going to stick with the 5-man for now, but I think a lot of people in the organization are wondering, is wondering the same thing. It's like, is he going to get called up at some point? I think a lot of people are waiting to see what's going to happen. I still think he might get a taste at some point, maybe in September, and one of these long, early September when they're on a long stretch, maybe throw him in there to give guys an extra day. I don't know. I mean, he has to pitch well and earn it, no doubt. But I don't know. I think
not a lot of flexibility now. They can only bring up
two guys.
Yeah.
So who do you bring? I mean, you probably going to bring a guy like. Do you bring a guy like Rojas to get some speed for a pinch run type situation? Do you?
Catcher.
You bring a catcher, does Stubby come up and allow you to, I don't know, maybe use either JT or Marchand in a pinch hit role, or to pinch hit for one of them, because now you have three.
Lazar could come back. Kemp could come back.
Yeah,
it could be Otto, could be Lazar, could be Painter, could be a lot of different guys. I mean, there's. Griff McGarry could be a guy. Who knows? He's pitching his rear end off right now in Reading.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that's going to happen, but you never know. You never know.
Let's see a couple more here, and here's one. Well, who's going to be the backup catcher in the playoffs? Is it 100% Marchand? That's from Jimmy Jam 427 on X.
That's a good question.
I don't think there's any question it's going to be Marchand, and I'll tell you why. That son of a gun can catch and throw. He can catch and throw. And I know Stubby does a nice job. He's got the vibes. He knows his job. He understands his job. He's done a good job in that role. But I got to believe that the way this team is built right now, that Marchand is probably going to be the backup.
I think he's earned it too. He's been on the team all year. I mean, what a mess! What kind of mess would that? I mean, I get it. Like, we're trying to put the best team on, but I just think there'd be something kind of wrong about that to carry him the entire year, have him play some meaningful games, and then all of a sudden, all right, now we don't have to worry about options. Now you're off the roster. So that's.
Yeah, and also here's a piece of that. You make a good point. Let's say JT doesn't get re-signed and he goes to San Diego or he goes to San Francisco or he goes to wherever he goes. And then you just sent that message to Marchand that he's not good enough. He's probably going to be your number one.
Right.
He's your number one catcher for next year if JT's gone. unless they sign somebody. And the guys they sign ain't going to be better than Marshawn.
We talked about this on Thursday's episode.
Correct.
Went through all the free agent names, and there aren't a lot of good-looking guys out there for catchers if JT would sign elsewhere.
There are not.
Yeah. Here, Jimmy Jam also wants to know if you guys never got into baseball or sports writing in any way, what do you think you guys would be doing right now?
I'd probably I would be teaching and coaching high school baseball.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would.
I would probably be teaching too. I feel like I don't think I'm good at anything.
And my team would be they would be masterful at the safety squeeze.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Masterful. It's
How
an
about
automatic
that?
run, Jim. Automatic run.
And we would play good defense.
At a baby.
How about that? What about you, Ruben?
So I studied human biology with sports with a sort of a emphasis on sports medicine. I probably would have been involved in some sort of physical therapy or PT. I would think.
All
Very
right.
interesting to me. That kind of stuff. Maybe go back and think about studying to become an orthopedic surgeon.
Wow.
Wow.
You went to Stanford. You are smart enough to do this.
I'm not that smart.
Smarter than me.
Does it, as a person who studied that and wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon, like when somebody says, "Oh, he tore his meniscus," why don't they just say he has a cartilage tear in his knee?
I don't
Are you
know.
talking about
I don't know why, Jay.
Are you talking about, Jim, like when they give a health update and
Yeah.
they say the guy has a contusion on the left forearm?
Yeah,
and
why don't they
it's
say he
bruised?
bruised his shin?
That was an old that
was contused.
that was a great thing when we were working at the Inquirer, Jim. I think the late great Robin Smith was one of the copy editors who would say, "You're not writing contusion; it's a bruise."
Yeah.
Don't write contusion; it's a bruise. Like, okay,
Well, there is a difference between a contusion and a bruise.
is there?
Oh, is there?
Oh, yeah. I do believe that semantically there is. I think contusion actually means that there is swelling underneath
Oh, okay,
tissues.
all right. I stand corrected.
Leave. Don't quote me on that, bad boy. It's been a long time since I've studied any of this stuff. But
Well, Jim,
there's a slight difference, I do believe.
Okay.
Well, Jim, you said if you were in your alternate universe, and you would be a baseball coach that would excel in the safety squeeze. And Alex Hunt 44 on X says, "What's your favorite baseball thing? Pop of the glove, sound of the crack of the bat. Mine is a well executed suicide squeeze."
Wow. Love it.
Like them both. Like them both.
I tell you what I like the best. You want to know what I like the best? What do you think it is?
What? I don't know.
A 2-hit shutout.
No, I do like those.
What?
I like the hit and run, a well executed hit and run. And I love when a runner goes first to third.
Oh, I do love that
Oh,
too.
yes.
I actually love, you know what I love?
It's a
When-
game changer.
I love when a catcher is fearless and fundamentally sound in blocking pitches in the dirt.
With the winning run on third.
Carlos Ruiz. Carlos Ruiz was a history maker in this organization. I'm telling you, because you guys traded for Brad Lidge. He was coming off a bad year in Houston. He could have gone either way. You didn't know he was going to be a sure thing. You were taking a chance. He came here and he got, what is that?
Motorcycle, Jim.
I
he came
live in
to
the city.
let me finish. He came to Philadelphia and he got his slider back, that hard torque that would corkscrew into the ground, that slider back. And the reason he had the confidence to throw that pitch is because he knew that stone wall back there was never going to let it by him, and Carlos Ruiz. So Carlos Ruiz's ability to block balls, it was a franchise changer. It allowed them to have that great 48 for 48 season from Brad Lidge, and that was a big reason why they won, the World Series. So I love that too.
Cause and effect, baby.
Ooh, I like that.
That's fantastic.
Cause and effect.
I love it.
So
well, guys,
maybe they should go on the Wall of Fame together, Lidge and Ruiz.
that actually would make a lot of sense.
Ton of sense.
You think Lidge did he only had the one good year?
Guys on the wall first.
He only had the one good year. Does he go up there, Todd?
You two
Todd,
guys.
does he go up there?
Well,
I think he should, but I don't know. What are the rules?
there are no
No
rules.
rules.
I mean, they put pretty much everybody on the 1980 team on there, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't have, but I'm just saying if you're gonna have I think every player on the lineup from the 80 team on the Wall of Fame, other than Pete Rose, who should be on there, then I think you got to have Brad Lidge on there. I know he only had that one year, but I mean that was the year.
The year. What a year.
The year.
You got any more questions?
Well, I just wrote one. Someone wrote, the first person who invented the clock. How did that person know what time it was?
Oh,
John
my
Kay.
God.
What was that?
Call it a sundial.
It's called Jim. Jim, do you not know what we're talking about?
I do.
Okay.
John, he was wondering about clocks.
Yeah, he was one of John's many random moments in the booth.
Tangentials.
Those were Larry Anderson used to do those. They were called
Yeah.
Mystery Questions of Life.
Yeah.
No, something like that.
Why do you drive on a parkway and park on a driveway?
Well, I got one last one. I got a last one if you guys want to answer it. It's a deep thinker. It's Paul Paz Emino on Blue Sky. I'm probably butchering that. What do you each think makes baseball the best game there is? Give me the romantic, sappy, heartfelt stories that are reasons why you love this game. Is there anything you want to share?
The reason why you love this game for me is that on any given night, you can see something you've never seen in the game. And on any given night, there's no two games that can ever be remotely the same. You literally can see there are so many different permutations and combinations of things. It's infinite. What can happen in a game of baseball? From pitch to pitch, to play, at bat to at bat, inning to inning. There's so many different things that can happen in a game that are so unpredictable. And yet, so many different things cause and effect that can affect, one thing can affect so many others. You don't turn a double play when you should, and the next guy gets a hit and the game is lost.
You beat out the double play by that much.
Beat out the double play by that much, and it creates the winning run because that guy from third scores. There's so many different things. We can talk about them till the sky turns dark. And I think that's the beauty of the game. You just never know what can happen that day.
I think it's also so unique because so many sports kind of mimic a battlefield, where you try to get into enemy territory and score a goal, whether it's a basket or a goal or get in the end zone or a soccer. They all kind of have that same concept where this is completely unique. And, I used to ride around the neighborhood with my glove dangling from the handlebars. My glove was always on my handlebars in case I ran into a pickup game and, awesome. Or somebody wanted to play catch, and that was great.
Can I just say one thing about on a personal level? I have to say this because the thesis or the thing that I wrote to get into Stanford had a lot to do with my personal relationship with my glove, with my baseball glove, and how much it meant to me and why how important it was to me and what.
That's awesome.
that was one of the reasons why I got in, because I thought it was a pretty. I wish I had it. I have no idea where it would be. Probably in the archives at Stanford, but I wrote about how important it was to me and how meaningful it was.
Do you still have the glove?
No, not that same glove. I don't.
Not the same glove. I actually have the glove I had ever since I was a kid, and this thing is disintegrated. And I'm like, I just can't bring myself to throw it away. I just cannot bring. I mean, it is. You put your hands in, and you could like the leather is so dried out, and like it just in millions of pieces. You put you're like, yeah. But I can't bring myself to throw it away. I mean, like this is the glove I had was on the, playing Little League outside of Milwaukee when I was a little kid, and
so meaningful.
Yeah. That's so I still got that, and I end up getting a new glove just so that I can't. If I play catch with my kids, I got to be able to have something I can actually put my hand on, hand in. So, well, that was great. A lot of great questions, everybody. Thanks a lot. We do. I mean, just thanks again to all of our viewers and all of our listeners. We really do appreciate the support. We run into people all the time saying how much they enjoy the show, and that makes us feel good. To know that people are watching and listening and really enjoying it. And we love getting together 3 times a week, at least 3 times a week, and doing it for everybody. So we'll be back on Monday to have some more.
Smell you later, boys.
Smell you, James.
The Philly Show is brought to you by the Foul Territory Network. Subscribe to The Philly Show on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.